A little morning share for you guys. I'm wrapping up the book of Joshua, which, by the way, he was 80 when he went to go take over the promised land. Moses was also 80 when he was leading them out of Egypt. So this idea we have in America of retirement, of there is a time we should do nothing because we're old, is so ridiculous. We really need to rewrite that in our head, because I think that's what makes some of it so hard, because we'll grind through trying to get to this spot where we do nothing, versus if you're planning on being productive your entire life, you're taking those little moments of rest, those years of rest, or those every so often, those vacations, because you're enjoying it then, because you're not looking for one lump sum to just waste away on a boat or on a beach. You're enjoying that while still doing God's work. That's a better Christian mindset. That's biblical. But anyways, that's not what I came on here to share. But apparently someone might need that, because I shared it. And that's not what I was planning on sharing. The very last chapter of Joshua goes to the people, and he goes through all that God has done, of calling Abraham out and giving him Isaac, and then Isaac giving him Jacob and Esau, and God taking care of Esau, but then doing this for Jacob, bring him into Egypt, and then sending Moses and Aaron to pull them out of that slavery. And then they were in the wilderness for a long time. It doesn't talk about any negative. He doesn't share any of the sin or problems of the people. He just glorifies God through this whole thing constantly. He brings you out of that. And then you had to wander for a while in the wilderness. But then in the wilderness, he's talking about these kings come up against you, and God sent wasps. God did all these things to bless you anyways in the wilderness, not by anything they were doing, but because God is God, providing for them the entire time. And then obviously bringing you into the promised land in this really fruitful way. And he ends it with, so follow the Lord your God. You've seen what he's done with your eyes, but as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord, is what he shares. And so this is what, and it goes on a little bit longer, but what I wanted to encourage you guys to do today as an exercise, because it's really eye-opening, is do it for yourself. So don't look at any of your past things. Instead, look at all the glory of God, right? So for instance, I'll share kind of what I wrote from mine, that I'm living in a house that I did not build, right? I'm living on land that I did not claim. I'm living in a country that I did not fight for the freedoms it has. My great grandfathers did. I did not do that. I have more children than I asked for or tried for. And God gave Andrew the idea of a route, and he made it successful. He gave him the idea of delivered, made it successful. God brought them to a building that they're in. It's a great, beautiful God story, that they did not build. We are part of a school that we did not have to start. And it is just like so cool. And you can go on, like the church that you're in, think through all the things in your life that are so broad we sometimes miss, and realize that you are here because God has gifted it to you. And it is a gift that you are there. I think it can really change the narrative that we're seeing across social media, and this division we're seeing amongst Christians with all this government and political stuff that has bled into our faith. And I don't even know why, but it can reshape our mind into realizing just how blessed we are, how God has had his hand on all of it, how you were born in this time because he chose you to be born in this time, and just really change our perspective into being in awe of God, because that should always be our state, to be in a fear and awe of God.